Hi, Sigrid. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Really nice to meet you. And
Likewise.
congratulations on this album. I have heard it in full. It's a big sounding album. So I want to know what lessons did you learn from your first album that helped you with this one?
Hmm. Um, boy, why I feel like I've been asked this before, but I never have a good answer for it. I think I've just learned to maybe I'm trying to not take everything that seriously.
Okay.
Trying. I think you kind of learn that everything's just floating. You can't like nothing's constant. And I'm trying to just like learn to just be like really accepting of yourself. And
Nice.
you're just living. And I know I sound like full hippy dippy now, but we're going straight into the big life questions. But I think that's something, yeah, that I've learned. Um, to just move on and try to learn how to let go, as I say on the album, like letting go of like doubts that you have or insecurities, and obviously like they don't disappear overnight, but yeah, just going with it and have
Yeah,
fun and enjoy it, really enjoy things that are just right in front of you.
absolutely. Well, I think that's a good lesson to learn at any point in your career, but especially on album number two. We're only on album number two.
Yeah.
And there's definitely elements, there's a few more guitars and things like that. I'm seeing some of your I know you like a lot of guitar bands and listen to a lot of guitar bands growing up. I'm seeing more of that filtering through. Was that something that you always wanted to do and you feel like a little bit braver to do that now?
Yeah, I don't think it was because I didn't feel like I could do it on the last record. I think it's just like a time and space for everything, isn't it? On the first record, I think I just really wanted to make like big pop songs. I do still think this is a pop record. It's
Yeah.
definitely leaning even more to the left, and it's more organic. It's more, my vocals are breathing a bit more. Maybe I felt like I wanted to be a bit more insisting on the first record, like, rah, here I am. And this time I'm more like, I know what I'm doing. Like I've been
Yeah.
around for a little bit, and here's another album. But I think it was only a matter of time until I did more guitar-based music. Like my favorite, like the first band I ever did a cover of in seventh grade when I was 12 years old was "Smells Like Teen Spirit" by Nirvana. A very like shaky cover of me, like holding onto the mic for dear life. I was very shy, but I was shy growing up. But there was always this like inner kid in me that just wanted to like like belt rock songs, and everything that Coldplay did that sounded like big stadium songs, they were always my favorites. I love Mew. My brother was a massive fan of Opeth, I remember, so of course that affected
Yeah.
me and my sister as well. um but yeah, and it's really fun. Like the only collab on the album is the song with Bring Me the Horizon. Who would have
Yeah.
thought? But
Exactly. Like the first time I saw Bring Me the Horizon was they were kids and they had their moms at the side of the stage wearing their t-shirts. And they were a very different band back then. When did you actually discover Bring Me the Horizon?
I discovered them. Is it on the Ammo record? I
Right.
was no wait, actually, no, it's later. I think I discovered them for Mantra. Mantra was the first song by them, and that was I think it was my keyboardist that introduced me to them.
Right.
Peter, who plays keyboards, or like he's in my band. We listened a lot to Mantra in the tour bus. It's been like my go-to like hype myself up before playing shows song. I love it. It's a big karaoke song for us now. Me and the band always play it. We sing it on karaoke. But yeah, I've been a fan of Bring Me for a couple of years, and apparently they really like my music as well. So we met last year at Reading Festival in the UK,
Mhm.
and we decided like, should we just go to the studio? Yeah. And then they have this demo of a song called Bad Life, and it really resonated with me as well. A song of, it's just it's a comfort blanket to anyone who's listening to the song, to be reminded of like it will pass, it will get better if you are having a rough day. So yeah, and I rewrote some lyrics on it, did my own spin on it, and here we are. The least likely but most cozy collab.
Yeah, it's strange because it just fits perfectly in a way. When I think when people see your names on paper next to each other, they're like, how is that possibly going to work? And then you hear the song and it works great. And like you say, I think it's an important song. I think a lot of people, we always hear about people using music to get through hard times, but I think this song, the message is so simple and so easy to understand that I think it will help a lot of people. So thank you for putting that out into the world for people to enjoy and to maybe help them. So out of all this, you've released a few singles from the album already. Out of the songs that people haven't heard, which ones are you most excited for them to hear?
Oh, all of them. I think all of the songs on the album, they just have their own flavor. I think there's something for everyone in a way. There's this song called Dancer, which is a song about just being completely in love. And it's a very like sweet 60s, 70s type of guitar song. Sounds like something you would listen to when you're driving in your car, sitting on the train. There's other songs like Grow, which is kind of a melancholic take on growing up. Growing up is great. And I know I'm only 25, so I'll probably look back at 25 being like, I had the best time. Like you were just a kid at 25, I'm sure. But growing up is like, it's a bit sad as well, because you're not going to get back the life that you had before. You're just not going to get that time back again. So and another song talks about that as well. High Note is the ending track of the album, and High Note is about time itself. It's about how just feel like either you're chasing time or it's like it's going too fast or it's going too slow, and you seem to like never agree with time properly, and it's just this like uncontrollable thing that we all wish we had more time, I guess.
That's for sure. And what about a song like A Driver Saved My Night? That's such a curious title. It makes you want to go and listen to the song just to find out what that's all about. What can you tell me about that one?
A Driver Saved My Night is like a full-on thank you for the music ABBA type of moment. It's an homage to how much music like at least for me personally, like it changes my day. It really lifts my mood. I listen to music nonstop. Honestly, it's my favorite thing in the world is to discover new songs that I love from new bands, new artists, or listen to like old songs that I've always loved. It's about like experiences that I've had quite a few times where I'm in a car on my way to somewhere and I'm working and maybe I'm a bit tired, maybe I'm a bit homesick because I'm in like a different city, and I'm on this highway and you're in the back of the car and but then like your favorite song comes on the radio. And the power of a good song coming on the radio and asking the driver to please turn it up, and we turn it up, and you just sit there and you're bopping along to it and just lifts your mood. I just love that. I love that music can do that.
So you say you're always searching out new music, but what music reminds you of home when you're on tour?
I listen to a lot of Norwegian music when I'm traveling. I love listening to this band from Norway called Dråpe. It's like drop in Norwegian. Okay. DR and then the Norwegian letter O, P-E.
Yeah, it's hard to Google for English speakers.
I know, but you can Google the album that is called Relax/Relapse. Love that album. So I listen a lot to that. What else reminds me of home? Of course, Neil Young and Joni Mitchell.
Yeah, I know your dad's a big Neil Young fan.
I am. Whoa, here's my cap.
Oh, there we go. And another Canadian.
Yeah, I know. I'm a massive Neil Young fan. I bought this I saw him play at Hyde Park. He's the artist I've seen perform the most times.
Okay.
I've seen him 5 times with my family. I'm just a massive Neil Young fan. My dad must be like probably the biggest fan in Norway, at least top 5. We have an own shelf in our in our bookshelf dedicated to Neil Young and like the discography. My dad has a digital archive of like bootleg tapes and stuff for like way long ago. Yeah, so we're a big Neil Young household.
Yeah, me too. I think
You
if I
are?
was going to get, I think if I was going to get married again, I think Harvest Moon would be my first dance.
Oh, Harvest Moon. You know the second verse in Harvest Moon. That I think that's one of like my top lyrics. I think they're all Neil Young. It's when it's just so simple. It's so beautiful. When we were when we were strangers, I watched you from afar. When we were lovers, I loved you with all my heart.
There you go.
Every time. I think that's where I probably got Strangers from. My own
Okay.
song. Yeah, I love Neil Young. And the other one, like Only Love Can Break Your Heart.
Yeah.
It's so fucking true.
Have you heard Saint Etienne's version of that?
No,
You should
maybe.
check that out. There's a band called Saint Etienne.
I know the band.
Yeah, they've done a cover of that. It's quite different, obviously, but you should definitely check it out.
Oh my god, amazing! I've heard Poolside. I think so, or is it Poolside remix of Harvest Moon? Is so nice. I don't know if you've heard that one. It's
No,
brilliant.
I haven't heard that one. I'll check that out.
What's your favorite Neil Young song?
Harvest Moon for sure. I've seen him a few times as well.
Yeah, cool.
And once my favorite band is Pearl Jam, and once they were opening for him, and another time they were his backing band. So it was Pearl Jam with Neil Young, basically. So.
Iconic. When I saw him play at Hyde Park, the lineup was literally Neil Young and Bob Dylan.
Wow.
I mean, wow.
There you go. You're watching history right there.
It was history. It was so cool. It was amazing. Yeah.
So we've talked about Neil Young's lyrics. What do you have a favorite lyric on this album of yours?
Oh, my own. Let me think. It's too. I can't think properly, but I think maybe my feet came off the ground. Gravity won't hold me down. No, not this time. Maybe I know it's a bit of a random one, but I just like it because it's just gives me so much confidence to try to go as far as I can and not let anything hold me back.
Yeah, there's a lot of confidence on this album for sure. How do you choose which songs to put out first? You really see singles so far. Are you very conscious about which ones are going to be singles and what they how they give an idea of what the album is going to be?
Yeah, and I think it's important because most people get to hear the singles. But yeah, I pick singles from like the ones that I love. I wouldn't release a single that I don't love. But it's also like, of course, I want to release singles where I think like the most people will maybe latch onto it and like it. So yeah, I think that's the bit of a point with the single as well to hopefully get a lot of people onto it.
Yeah. So, and what about the flow of the album? To me, it sounds like you put a lot of thought into the sequencing of the album. Is that something that came easy to you, or you struggle with that?
Like the track list?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, track lists are always hard. But it was a very nice process of writing this album because there were a few writers involved in this, but most of it was written in Copenhagen when Denmark and Norway had a travel corridor now for the past 2 years. And it was written mostly with Caroline Aylin and Sly, Danish producer, and me. When we were, there's just the three of us, we had we had a book. It was Caroline's notebook where we wrote down what every song meant, like what kind of topics that we were covering with all the songs, and how they like had a red thread and how they made sense after each other of like telling stories. And it's telling stories from the real world, but we're writers, so of course everything is like a little sparkle on it. But yeah, I just knew that It Gets Dark was the opening track of the album. It had to be. There's something with that opening part with the strings. It's just, here we go.
It's a big song to start with. Like you set the bar high from the outset.
Yeah, well, you kind of have to.
And that must be a song that you're excited to play live.
I mean, I love it. We've played it live a couple of times now, but it's so fun. It's my favorite song that we've ever written. I love it so much. It feels like it has all the elements that I love about music. And then I knew High Note had to be the ending track. I just knew that. I want to go out on a high note.
Yeah.
That is my favorite lyric on the album, probably. I want to go on a high note. I want to climb. I want to run. I didn't sing that. Yeah, but probably high note. Yeah.
You seem to be somebody who pays attention to what's going on in music like all the
Oh
time.
yeah. I'm too curious.
So on that note, who's excited you recently that you've discovered?
Ooh, I listen a lot to this song by Hovdi, Hovvdy. Then
they're in Montreal this week.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
No way! I love their song True Love. I listen to that all the time. Yeah, love that song. Then I love what's her name? Rina Sawayama, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great. Pink Panthers is great. I love. There's a new single by Miranda Mann that I really like. Yeah, that's some stuff that I listen to. But because you're asking like new. I don't know if they're like new artists or probably not. Probably.
Well, just anybody that you've discovered, like, you know, it doesn't have to be brand new artists, but somebody you discovered.
I mean, I've been a fan for years, but I got to see them for the first time now. I've listened to their music for a long, long time. But War on Drugs, I got to see them live at the O2. I know. Woo! That was so good. I think I was walking into it thinking like, you know, getting ready for like those 8-minute guitar solos, but I was just mesmerized. I was sitting in my seat the whole concert, like, what's the next move? I'm having such a great time. It was brilliant.
I think the War on Drugs is a band that you and your dad would like as well, right?
Yeah, for sure. And he likes War on Drugs too.
So what's next for you? The album's going to drop, and then what?
Yeah, album's coming out in a week. On the day that we release the album, we're playing our biggest show in Norway to this date. We're playing an arena show in Norway on the same day. So that's going to be a big fucking release party. Yeah. And then I'm going to get wasted. Then we go on tour. So we got festivals. We're playing this really fun festival the day after the album release. In Norway, we have this tradition that for the last month of high school, right before your exams, you get absolutely pissed with all your friends, and we all have like we buy like old Vans, and then you like spray paint them and like with your friends, and you have these like you know what, like overalls like this.
Yeah, I know.
In red or other colors depending on what school you go to. And it's just like celebrating you're finally done with school. And they have this massive festival in Norway. It's like one of the biggest festivals in Norway, with like a bunch of crazy 18-year-olds just going for it. And I know, like, festival cultures in other countries, very impressive, but I mean, this festival is like a different level, so I'm very excited for that. Then we got an EU tour coming up, UK Ireland tour, festival summer. Yeah,
amazing. Well, it sounds like good times for Sigrid at the moment. It must be very exciting.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be back. I'm very grateful to have my job back and be back in it. Really excited.
Yeah, well, enjoy every moment, and congratulations again. And it sounds like you're gonna have a great weekend next weekend, so yeah.
Yeah. No, it was lovely to chat to you. Thank you.
Yeah, very nice talking to you. Thanks very much, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. You too. Okay.